up 725,000. We've created 380,000 jobs. I absolutely know there's more we need to do. We are working very closely with employers. We're overhauling what we're doing. One of the things employers say to us is we don't want to tell our story to thousands of different job centres. We are putting in a single account manager. We're overhauling our support for employers.
Alison Griffiths.
Number one, please, Mr. Speaker.
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The unemployment rate is 4.7%, well below the historic high of 11.9% in 1984. But no one should ever be complacent about unemployment, especially considering the significant jump in economic inactivity under the Tories. And that's why I'm pleased to tell the House that employment is up by 725,000 to 75.3% since July 2024, and inactivity is down by more than the rise in unemployment, a reduction of 400,000.
Alison Griffiths.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the House of Commons dashboard, the data for my constituency of Bognor Regis and Littlehampton shows that universal credit claims increased dramatically by 20% in just 1 month. Claimants have increased by over 2,000, from 10,344 to 12,415 from May to June this year. So given this recent increase in economic inactivity, what evidence does she have that the government's employment support programmes are successfully moving people from out-of-work benefits into sustained employment?
Okay, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank the Honourable Lady for her question. Her government, the Conservative government, unified in-work and out-of-work benefits, so universal credit is also an in-work benefit. And as I mentioned some moments ago, the legacy of the Tories on economic inactivity is now seeing a welcome reversal, with economic inactivity down by 400,000.
Right, Sir Russell.
Could the Honourable Lady please tell me about the measures she is taking to reduce child poverty?
Can the Minister? Yes.
Mr. Speaker, as you know well, and as the Honourable Lady knows well, improved employment is at the heart of our approach to child poverty, and that's why reductions in economic inactivity and improvements in employment will be part of our child poverty strategy to be published very soon.
Tim Farrell.
Mr. Speaker, does the Minister accept that the government's increase in national insurance contributions has had a negative impact on employment levels in communities like ours? Cumbria Tourism assesses that 37% of its businesses have cut staff as a consequence, 33% freezing recruitment. Is it possible that the government will actually get less in from this tax rise than it expects, and in doing so do grave harm to the Cumbrian tourism economy and many other parts of our economy?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank the Honourable Gentleman for his question. I speak to many businesses, and in fact, since coming into office, Secretary of State and I have totally changed our approach with employers, and that new approach includes a partnership with UK Hospitality, providing specific employment support to get into hospitality and a hospitality passport so that people can evidence their qualifications, which we believe, and UK Hospitality think, can help those people who really need a chance in life get a good start in the hospitality sector.
Jessica Moore.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Visiting businesses in Newport East this summer, there's a high demand for companies, including Thames Valley Construction, who I visited, to train more construction workers locally, and I was really pleased to see the government make that announcement in the summer to train 40,000 more people. Can the ministers tell me what conversations they're having with the Welsh Government to work together to do this?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank the Honourable Lady for her important question. We won't build 1.5 much-needed million homes without bringing people into the construction sector, which is why, as part of our new approach to employers, we've partnered with the construction sector, we've set up specific schemes with them, and we're talking directly across Whitehall with other government departments and with the sector about moving people into great jobs in construction.
Secretary of State Helen Whately.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Very good to see you back after the summer recess. Now, the Honourable Lady can fling around the stats all she likes, but the facts are clear and they are bleak. Under her watch, youth unemployment has gone up. Nearly 1 million and rising young people are not in work or education, including over 40,000 more young women. A generation of brilliant young people are going on to benefits rather than into work. But their jobs tax and the unemployment rights bill were guaranteed to reduce opportunities for young people. We've had the winter fuel U-turn, we've had the welfare U-turn. Why not a U-turn to help young people?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The damage was done to the coming generation under the Tories. I think we failed the pandemic generation. They put a shift in and stayed at home and gave up their social lives to save older loved ones. And I really think I could talk at length about our youth guarantee, our trailblazers, the work that we're doing to expand youth hubs, but actually it sticks in my craw to hear the party opposite, who failed this generation, harp on about it from that dispatch box.
Joe Morris.
Question number 2, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary of State.
This Labour government believes every young person should be able to fulfil their potential, and unlike members opposite, we will not stand by while almost 1 million are not in education, employment or training. Our Get Britain Working trailblazer in the North East is already helping young and neurodivergent people with supported work and training placements, including in Hexham. And the local job centre is also working with Newcastle United Foundation to help young people build their confidence and develop their skills, so they and our country can look forward to a brighter future.
Joe Morris.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For too long, previous governments didn't take into account the realities of life in communities across my constituency, which is incredibly sparsely populated and quite rural. The Youth Guarantee can and will make a considerable difference in communities all across that, from the Tyne Valley all the way out to the North Tyne and into Calton and Throckley too. So can the Secretary of State work with me to ensure that we continue to support young people in all those different disparate communities to access the skills and the opportunities that they deserve?
Secretary of State.
My honourable friend is right to say that people have different needs in different parts of the country. We need to tailor employment support to the needs of individuals. So alongside measures like our youth guarantee, we are also overhauling our job centres to provide that more personalised support, and indeed introducing measures like mobile job centres to provide better help in rural areas.
Shel Scrockham.
Question number 3, Mr. Speaker.
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given the significant investment DWP has partnered with BAE and the nuclear sector to promote a variety of career pathways, including roles across their supply chains. We're also working within BAE's The Bridge Hub in Barrow, a collaborative space offering employment advice and support from BAE Systems and a range of local employers and organisations to connect talent with locally based jobs. In Barrow, further, our Youth Hub is run in partnership with Brathay Trust and Project John, supporting young people holistically to meet employers and develop their talents.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In Southend Western Lee, I'll shortly be hosting a Youth Day for young people featuring local apprentice star Gisola Chitambola, who is now an apprenticeship coach, amongst other things. Does she agree with me that early interventions like this Youth Day are really important in preventing young people becoming another neat statistic?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I do agree with my honourable friend. I congratulate him on his Youth Day and the work that he is doing on this kind of early intervention. If you look at the data, you can see very clearly if you've got qualifications, if you get some work experience, if you've got support for your health and other factors in life, that is very protective against being without work or education or training. So we've got to both give those who need one a second chance and take steps to prevent people being in that situation in the first place.
Joe Platt.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Question number 17.
That's the question.
It is a shameful legacy from the party opposite that over a third of children in my honourable friend's constituency are living in poverty, according to the Child Poverty Action Group, and we are determined to tackle it. We will be lifting over 100,000 children out of poverty by providing free school meals to all children whose families are on universal credit, benefiting more than 7,300 children in Lee and Atherton. We'll also be helping feed them during the summer holidays by extending the holiday activities and food programme, alongside our fair repayment rate in universal credit and our Crisis and Resilience Fund. We are helping struggling families. There's much more we'll do in our child poverty strategy this autumn, but we can and we are making a difference.
Bill Platt.
Speaker, and I thank the Minister wholeheartedly for that response, and I do agree with her. Because of the lack of action from the last government, we have 26.6% of children in Lee and Atherton living in poverty, and I welcome the measures that this government is taking, including the extension of free school meals, but more does need to be done. So can the Minister reassure us that she is working hard on the child poverty strategy to ensure that it addresses the needs of all children in poverty, including those with disabilities and special educational needs, so that every child can reach their full potential?
So state.
We will absolutely do this. The Child Poverty Task Force, which includes ministers from across government, had a specific session on children with disabilities and special educational needs, including with families and with the charities that fight so hard to deliver improvements. I am not a patient person myself. I would ask my honourable friend to wait until this child poverty strategy is published in the autumn, because we believe every child, no matter where they're born, what their parents did or their ability, must be given an equal start in life.
Done.
Question 18, please, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary.
Need my glasses. This government is determined to get Britain working again. That's why we're investing £80 million in our trailblazing programmes to drive down economic inactivity. We're overhauling our job centres to provide better, more personalised employment support. We're delivering a youth guarantee so every young person is earning or learning, and providing a record 3.8 billion people to help sick and disabled people who can work to get into work. There is much further to go, but we are already making a difference.
Bill Stone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the Secretary of State for the response. There are a lot of disabled people in Swindon with long-term health conditions that tell me they want to get to work, but they are just simply not given the opportunity. What is this government doing to support those people get dignified work? Thank you.
So state.
I want to thank my honourable friend for his question, because he raised an important point that I don't want to let go, which is how many people with a long-term health condition or a disability are actually desperate to work. Our own survey of people on sickness and disability benefits found 200,000 people would work right now if they were given an opportunity. We need to give people help to tackle their underlying health conditions, which we're doing through our investment in the NHS. We need to encourage employers to do more, to give opportunities to disabled people to work. But above all, this government is determined to meet our responsibilities with £3.8 billion invested into employment support for sick and disabled people, the biggest in a generation, and I very much look forward to working with him and organisations in Swindon to make sure we get that support right locally.
Sir Ashley Fox.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Does the Secretary of State accept that the reason that unemployment is higher today than the day she took office is the jobs tax, which increases employers' costs by £25 billion? And what hope has her Trailblazer programme got when the Chancellor is working against her?
So state.
I just fundamentally disagree with his premise there. Economic inactivity is down by 400,000 because we are moving more people from being out of work and not looking for work to actually starting to have to look for work. Employment is up 725,000. We've created 380,000 jobs. I absolutely know there's more we need to do. We are working very closely with employers. We're overhauling what we're doing. One of the things employers say to us is we don't want to tell our story to thousands of different job centres. We are putting in a single account manager. We're overhauling our support for employers, and I would be very happy to meet with him and employers in his constituency to see what more we can do to support them, because we want to get Britain working and earning again.
Come to topicals, Chris Vince.
Number 1, Mr Speaker.
Secretary of State.